The first version of that complaint, well, from what we look at in House 225, Jeff Mestier says, from Maxwell, read the letter, not sufficient. A request letter must allege specific allegations that are in violation of state law to include documentation of criminal act. The only thing you have is what happened today, and that is documented. Is that true?
You added the word "and."
Okay.
But apart from that, you read it correctly.
But that's what the text says, right?
That is what the text says.
And
with that
presumably that's regarding the initial draft that you guys created to memorialize your complaint to the FBI, right?
I don't recall specifically that that's what this was.
Are you forgetting all of a sudden? Because you had a crystal clear recollection when Mr. Hardin had you on direct examination, Mr. Bangert. Do you not remember this? You're here to testify in the court of impeachment. Do you not remember the day that you went behind Ken Paxton back to the FBI? Do you not remember that?
Sir, we did not go behind the Attorney General's back.
Did you tell him you were going to the FBI? Yes or no?
Sir, we did not go behind the...
Mr. Bangert, I'm asking you yes or no questions. Did you tell Ken Paxton you were going to the FBI? Yes or no?
I cannot answer that question with a yes or no.
Witness, you'll answer the question.
Yes or no, Mr. Bangert?
Provided him with ample opportunity.
That's not what I asked you. Did you tell Ken Paxton you were going to the FBI? Yes or no?
We gave him ample opportunity.
That's not what I asked. Objection non-responsive, Your Honor. I'd ask that he answer the question before him.
Witness is ordered to answer the question, yes or no.
Mr. Bangert, it's a very simple question. Did you tell Ken Paxton that you were going to go to the FBI?
On September 30th, we did not.
It's a yes or no question, Mr. Bangert.
It's not a yes or no.
It is a yes or no question.
Excuse me, sir. Your Honor, he said he answered the question, but because he was talking on top of him, he didn't hear it. He said on September the 30th, we did not. And he starts interrupting him halfway before, and the court reporter probably had trouble hearing. We did not. So I just asked him to let him finish what he's saying and not talk on top of him, if for no other person than the court reporter.
You can ask the question one more time.
Mr. Bangert, it is a yes or no question, and I want a yes or no answer. Did you tell Ken Paxton that you were going to the FBI?
I did not tell Ken Paxton before I went to the FBI.
Okay. We're not done with that. Your next message after we're talking about the first draft of y'all's complaint says, okay, sounds like we need to beef up the specific allegations. Does it not?
Yes, that's what I wrote.
So you actually had to go back in there and put more words and more filler into that complaint, didn't you?
No.
No? Well, the first complaint clearly wasn't sufficient if we're to go off your text messages, right?
You said the word filler. That's an inaccurate characterization
of
what we were doing.
Well, let's look down there. Eric, if you could hop off of the zoom in. It says, sound like we need to beef up the specific allegations. You needed to beef them up, right? You needed to make them sound stronger. True or no?
We needed to include additional allegations to substantiate what had happened.
Okay. And so it's after that you started talking about other things that Ken Paxton had done previously that you didn't think to include in the first version of the complaint, right?
I wouldn't put it that way.
You wouldn't put it that way. And to be clear, this is all coming to fruition because Brandon Kamick is serving subpoenas on a bank. True?
That was in part, but not entirely.
And all the while, you didn't even know that the Travis County District Attorney's Office sent a complaint directly to Mr. Kamick that did not go to the Office of Attorney General.
That would have been much more concerning if I'd known that.
So you didn't know that?
No.
Okay. Eric, would you mind pulling up Article 6? Or excuse me. Article 5. The allegation in Article 5 is that Paxton misused his official powers by violating the laws governing the appointment of prosecuting attorney pro tem. You would agree with that, right? That's the allegation?
Yes, that is the allegation.
Mr. Bangert, Brandon Kammick was not an attorney pro tem. True or not true?
It's difficult to
It's
classify
true.
what he was.
True or not true?
I don't personally believe he was properly ever appointed a prosecutor pro tem.
And the Travis County District Attorney's Office never recused themselves officially and formally from the complaints made by Nate Paul to their office. True or not true?
I'm not aware of any recusal.
Okay. May I approach you, Your Honor?
Yes.
I want to go back to your last answer, and I'm going to re-ask you this. Brandon Kammick wasn't just not improperly appointed as an attorney pro tem. Brandon Kammick was not appointed as an attorney pro tem at all.
Not to my knowledge.
At this time, Judge, I would offer AG Exhibit 95.
I think that's on our list of already admitted.
It is. No objection.
Okay.
It's already admitted.
Thank you, Judge. Eric, would you mind pulling up the first page to AG 95? Mr. Bangert, we talked about you being heavily active on October 1st of 2020, and you agreed, right?
I was.
And one of the many actions you took that day was that you took it upon yourself to email Jeff Mateer's letter to Brandon Kammick terminating his employment. Did you not?
I did not take it upon myself. I agreed with Mr. Mateer that this would be an appropriate way to handle this.
Okay, so you and Mr. Mateer were both of agreement to do that.
We were in agreement to do this.
All right, I want you to flip to the second page of that correspondence. You would agree that, and Eric, if you would do the same, you would agree that that is the letter that Jeff Mateer provided to terminate Brandon Kammick's employment, right? It's produced by the House, Mr. Bangert.
Correct. I want to make sure that the word terminate is accurate here. We were told him to cease and desist.
Third line, notice of termination effective immediately.
Yes, we do say that.
Okay.
Yes.
And just to be clear, you don't know all the work that Brandon Kammick put into that investigation, do you?
At that time, I was not aware of what he was up to.
And you were willing to just fire him without even thinking to pay him or compensate him for his time and his services as a lawyer?
We terminated him in this letter and told him to cease and desist.
Without even thinking about giving the guy a little bit of money for the time and effort he spent on this investigation? Yes or no?
I would not put it that way.
Okay. You didn't pay him, did you?
No, we did not.
All right. But the thing I really want to focus on, Mr. Bangert, because you're a man that has attention to detail, right?
I do my best.
I want you to look right under that Attorney General seal at the top of that exhibit, okay? Do you recognize anything that should be there?
It's been several years since I worked with letterhead. It has the seal of the Attorney General's office there.
How about your boss's name? You see that there?
His name is not here, no.
Yeah. You went ahead and sent it without his name, didn't you?
I'm trying to recall. I think there was a version.
You're looking at the document, Mr. Bangert.
Excuse me, he's trying to answer the question. Can you please let him before he jumps?
Overruled.
You're looking at the document. Is Ken Paxton's name on that document you sent to Brandon Kammick or not?
His name is not on the letterhead, no. Just for the record, I do want to point out his name does appear in the
Objection,
letter.
Judge, to non-responsive. I didn't ask this witness a question.
Sustained.
And I'll pass Mr. Bangert.